All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our smart contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Now, I did tell you that we're going to be working inside the Remix IDE today, but we're not going to. I do have a few more topics I want to touch on before we go back to the remix. So let's just dive in so we can do some light reading, and I'll let you know exactly what we're working on. So what does it mean for a function not to read any state or global variables? You recall this function from yesterday, the one I didn't work inside of the remix. This one had a state variable and we were using a pure decorator. That's why I was throwing an error. So currently this function does not read any state variables. So it is pure. However, if we were to add something like an x plus y plus self.count, now it is reading from a state variable. So this function is not considered pure since it is reading from a state variable. So this one right here will also throw an error, as you can see. We were doing a return x plus y plus self.count. Now it worked yesterday when we ran this entire function without the count state variable. You can see it's not going to work again because we added the state variable. Not only that, we added this self.count here, so it's actually calling on that state variable. So this is another example of it not working using the pure decorator because again we're trying to read from a state variable. So yeah, the same thing goes for global variables. That will make the function not considered a pure function. We can add a global variable by adding something like a block.timestamp. Now the function will be reading from a global variable and it will lose its read-only status. Let me show you what that looks like also. So we'll move down. So this is an example of a global variable here. You can see we still have the state variable. Even if we took this part out, I can take it out now. I will do it tomorrow when we go inside the Remix ID. I'll show you. We'll take this part off now. So when I take it over there, it's not going to be inside of the code. So let's do that really quickly. Yeah, so if we try to run this function like this, it'll actually throw an error because we have a global variable inside, and the function is actually trying to read it from this pure standard or from this pure point of view. So this would throw an error inside the Remix IDE. Again, because it is a global variable and the pure decorator can't read from state variables or global variables. You saw the example of the state variable yesterday when we used this state variable here. And tomorrow I'm going to show you how this throws an error also. We should have enough time tomorrow to actually show you all of that stuff and then show you the correct version or the correct way to actually run this function here with the state and global variables inside of them. But that's what we have so far. So now you have a few more examples of state variables and global variables and why they don't function well with the pure decorator. Not function well at all. They're not going to work at all. So I'm not going to say they don't function well. They won't work at all. So that's that. And we can't use them inside of a pure decorator function. So yeah, like I said, that's going to be that for today. But of course, we will pick it up tomorrow. And I will keep you posted every step of the way. But for now, this is the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.